What up, dudes? So I was gonna make a tattoo video for today, but I decided that this is more important. So yesterday I uploaded a video called the cultural appropriation. When I made that video yesterday, I didn't make it with the intention of upsetting anyone. That was never the intention for the video. I kind of changed it last minute. So I just wanted to make a follow-up video about my thoughts on white people with dreadlocks and just what I believe. So people will always take white people with dreadlocks in a bad way. Not everyone, it's only a certain few people, but people get triggered by it. They get enraged because they think that they're supposed to. I just wanted to kind of break it down, give you my actual opinion, my thoughts, and why I have my dreads. So the argument is that I'm appropriating culture by wearing dreadlocks because dreadlocks don't belong to white people. So the argument is that they belong to black culture, and because I have white skin, I'm not allowed to have matted hair. Now this argument only ever happens online, and it'll never happen in real life because it's not a real life problem. So according to the social justice warriors online, black people that wear dreadlocks are called dirty for wearing them. That's basically the entire argument, and because I'm a white person, it's seen as a fashion statement. Now already this isn't true, because I get called filthy all the time. Like even the comments on yesterday's video, or on the Instagram post from yesterday, I get called horrible things all the time about my dreads. People think that you can't wash hair when it's dreaded. People think that they contain smells more than any other hair. But none of that's true. You can wash it easily. I'm not a good example for someone that washes their hair because I only wash my hair with shampoo like once a week. But that's because I don't need to do anything else. It doesn't get greasy easily because it's dreaded. So that's the entire argument, is that I'm a white privileged male, and because I wear locks, it's seen as a fashion statement. And when black people wear them, it's seen as dirty, or they can't get jobs because of it. Now none of that is true. Like, it's an argument based off of nothing. So the argument online is that Jamaicans, they invented dreadlocks. When dreadlocks have been around for forever. They've always been around in every possible culture, if you want to call culture. The Celtics had dreads, the Egyptians had dreads, the Vikings had dreads. Like, it's just matted hair. So when hairbrushes weren't a thing, I'm sure everyone had dreadlocks, because that's how your hair naturally wants to form itself. For someone to claim that a certain culture owns something, they would have had to have been around from the beginning to know that to be true. Otherwise, they're just lying to you. Like, how can they possibly prove that someone invented a hairstyle and that only that person and that person's family can have that hairstyle? The fact that I even have to make this video makes me just feel sorry for everyone that believes in this. And I know everybody out there watching this doesn't believe the same thing. It's only a certain few, but this video is for those people. So there's a reason that everyone cuts and brushes their hair, because if they didn't, then everyone's hair would naturally form into dreads, or they would form into some sort of lock. So culture is not your friend. Culture isn't real. So to be a part of a culture means that you just copy people that came before you. And if anybody else does what you're doing, then you get enraged by it. It's not a healthy thing to believe in, it's not a healthy way to live. It's a form of division. It's created to separate us. When we're all skin and bones, we're all the same species, we all speak the same language, we all do the same things, we're all the same. But people like to use these phrases like culture to divide us. And culture just isn't real. Anyone can do absolutely anything they want. No one's going to be oppressed for doing it. No one's going to be abused for doing it. We can all do anything. We're all equal. So it just doesn't make any sense. It's just another way for people to get angry about something. Now I just want to explain why I have them personally, and why when I got them I didn't even think about black people. It never crossed my mind. According to the world, I am white, and I have white locks. I never thought about anyone else when I got them because I was doing it for myself. I wasn't copying anybody, I was doing it for me. I'll get more into that in a second. So I got these dreads because the last hairstyle that I had was so difficult to maintain. It would take me an hour to get ready in the mornings just to go outside. So my lifestyle has become progressively more and more primal as I'm stepping away from human creations to live a more nature-filled life. So I don't shave, I don't comb my hair, I don't do anything to my hair, I don't use human products. I'm trying to live a very natural life because I want to see what humans are supposed to be like when they allow themselves to do that. When you get rid of all the nonsense that humans have created and just become primal. My old style would restrict me so much that if there was a tiny bit of wind, my fringe would then be in my eyes and I couldn't see, or it would break apart and the hairspray wouldn't stay in place, and if there was a tiny bit of rain, it would flatten all my volume that I was obsessed with. And that would ruin my mood, it would ruin my happiness, and my hair was my happiness, and it still is. So for me to now lose that worry, that stress, the daily problems I was going through because of the hair that I had, that's why I loved locks so much. Because I can get up and go and do anything with my day and not have to do anything to my hair. I don't have to worry anymore. It's still growing, it's still getting long. I've always wanted long hair, but now I don't have any of the problems that come with it. I can be in the rain, that's fine. I can swim in the ocean, it's fine. I can roll it around in the dirt, I can do anything I want, and it doesn't matter anymore. So I don't have to brush these anymore. But when I used to have to brush them, I'd have to brush it every day to get all the hairspray out. And that would pull loads of hair out with it. I was losing so much hair that my hair wouldn't grow anymore. It was stuck at the same length for like years. And the only way that I could possibly get my hair to grow again is if I locked it, because it holds it all in place. Like little bits of hairs don't fall out because they get stuck. And then they just become the dread. So for me, this is the only way that I could have long hair again, is if I let it lock up like this. Now my hair is actually longer than it's ever been before. So it's working. So dreadlocks are also a movement. By wearing them, you break down societal standards and social norms. It's the most extreme hairstyle you can wear, so everyone that sees them knows that you stand for something bigger than them. So I want change. I want everything that has been created before I came to Earth to be different. I'm tired of living the same life that all my ancestors have lived. I want things to get better. This is my way of saying that I don't care about your rules. I don't care what you believe a human should look like. I don't care about what your opinion of any of this is. I'll make my own path in life. That's what these symbolize. That's why you see so many nomadic humans with dreadlocks, because we believe the same thing. We want change, and this is our way of sticking the middle finger up to everyone. The only reason I've survived and thrived so long living this way is because of how extreme my beliefs are. Dreadlocks are also a form of strength and dedication. Someone to commit to growing their hair out forever without cutting it takes a lot of self-discipline, and it also just helps with my spiritual journey that I can commit to this, I can commit to anything, or I can drop anything. Like, I have the power now, the willpower to do it. Many Native Americans believe that hair is a physical manifestation of the growth of the spirit, and some say it allows for extrasensory perception and connection to all things. This is true. I can't explain it, but I know it's true. So hair works the exact same way as cat whiskers do. It's connected to the nervous system and reaches out like tentacles to grab information and energy from the earth. This is why when people join the military, they have their heads completely shaved, because they lose their individuality and they become a drone, a machine to fight meaningless wars for billionaires. They lose that connection with earth and have no problem destroying it. It also helps them become submissive and obey orders without question. Like, all their power is gone. They just become a pawn for someone's chess game. I'm a pacifist. I believe that shooting people for peace doesn't make any sense. All the wars that are going on right now are not for peace. They're for monetary gain for a very few people. I'm sure you all know that, but I'm very against it. I'm very against all of it. Like, imagine someone with long hair shooting someone with a gun in a war. Like, it would never happen, because they'd be able to think if they had their hair. So this is what I believe. Now, just going back to the video from yesterday, I didn't make that video with the intention of mentioning cultural appropriation, but because we're talking about dreads, it always comes back to that. And I make fun of it because it's such an absurd thing to be outraged by. Like, you can't say I'm doing something if I'm not doing it. You just believe I'm doing it because you're told to believe it. Those two words together only give people ammunition for hatred. People love to hate on people, and they use these words to justify that hate. Like, that's their excuse. They're like, cultural appropriation. I don't like his hair. You are appropriating black culture. See? It's just ammunition. It's just word ammunition for horrible people. The majority of the time online, I only get called a cultural appropriator by white people because they think that they're doing good by defending black people and their beliefs. But most black people do not believe that. Like, I meet dreadheads all over here that will compliment me on my dreads, and I'll compliment them on their dreads because it's a beautiful thing. It's a hairstyle. It's a way of life. It's not offensive. It's not meant to be offensive. It's just hair. It's just the way that I need it to be for me to be happy. So old school traditional media news outlets, they'll push these phrases and like certain ways of thinking so that you're outraged. They tell you how to be outraged. People that let traditional media feed their minds, they're being brainwashed into believing a certain way. They don't think for themselves. That's why cultural appropriation is even a thing. Right? This isn't about Indian headdresses. This is just about matted hair that happens naturally to all humans. So this is why you'll see me make fun of it occasionally, but I don't really want to do that anymore. Now that my views and my opinions and my thoughts are out there, my beliefs are out there, people can now come to this video and know my opinion on it, instead of me making memes all the time about cultural appropriation. I know it's not funny. I do it to trigger people on purpose. When people say it to me, it doesn't affect me at all. I'm just tired of hearing it. Would you look at that? Jason made 2 non-drug related videos on his main channel. Woo! Now I guess I gotta go back to being funny. If I can even manage to do that. If you're still subscribed to the View on our channel, why? But also thank you. If you're new here, subscribe. If you don't agree with anything I said, you can give the video a dislike. If you agree, give it a like. It's pretty simple. You're welcome to leave comments too. I would love to come and speak to you in the comments. I can't promise that any arguments down there are going to be good arguments. They're probably just going to go back and forth and nothing is going to be resolved. But please do your research. No culture owns anything, in my opinion. Anyone can do anything they want. I'm not saying this because I'm a white dude, just saying this because I have dreadlocks. A bunch of my friends have dreadlocks. It's a way of life, it's a good way to keep your hair safe and to let it grow. And culture's not your friend. Stop believing in what your people have believed. Think for yourself, and your life will be better. Hopefully this don't come off too aggressive, too awful. I'm trying to be as honest and open as I can. I like to speak my opinions because I think differently to some people. But I know there's a lot of people out there that agree with me, so if you're one of those people, drop a comment, say, Jason's not crazy. Look at this view though. Like, this is my setup. I've been balancing it on all this crap. Look at this beautiful place. There's downtown LA over there. The ocean's down there. There's a painting of a girl on a wall over there. Isn't it funny how alcohol and cigarettes are the only drug that leave a trace? Like, you'll never see acid tabs just on the ground. But alcohol is everywhere. And it doesn't go away. It's made of glass. It's actually really dangerous. But anyway, that's for another video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to watch yesterday's video, the reason this whole video is made, watch it. Links in the description. Alright, bye-bye.